Good afternoon, everyone. Leslie Adamy here, reporting live from the 3 News digital desk, bringing you coverage today of what has been a very heavy and somber and emotional day here in our Coastal Bend community. And that is the coverage that we're going to bring to you this afternoon for the police escort of fallen Corpus Christi police officer, Senior Officer Vicente Ortiz Jr. So today, he is being brought back to his hometown of Sinton. We're going to be bringing you some live coverage, live shots of what we are seeing from our crews that are in place there in Sinton. And what we have seen thus far are a lot of community members gathering around the streets. We've seen on Main Street, there on Borden Street, awaiting to welcome this hometown hero back home. For those who may not know, Officer Vicente Ortiz Jr. was a Sinton pirate, class of 1998. And so he is being brought to the Gonzalez Funeral Home there in Sinton today, being escorted by the Corpus Christi Police Department. For those who may not know, it was a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago tomorrow, when Officer Ortiz was struck by a driver as he was assisting with a funeral procession along Castores Road. A driver struck him as he was on his motorcycle assisting with that funeral procession. He flew from his motorcycle and sustained some horrific, very serious injuries. For 10 days, he fought hard trying to recover, but as we did learn over the weekend, he did tragically pass away from those injuries. And so, though at this time we don't know any funeral services, we have been in close contact with members of the Ortiz family who tell us that they will continue to keep us in communication and up to date on those services. But again, what you are seeing here today is the police escort, or folks in place there in Sinton for the police escort to help bring this first responder's body back home to his hometown. As I mentioned, we here at 3 News have been in contact with the family since the accident. Important to note that the GoFundMe that was established when he got into that accident is still active, and that is another way that the community, whether you are from Sinton, anywhere here in the Coastal Bend and beyond, can continue to help this family as they now go through the unimaginable. So that GoFundMe is still very much active. We have it on our website for you, KIIITV.com. And again, that is just another way that you can continue to pour some love and support into this family at this time. A little bit about Officer Ortiz that we've gotten to learn over these last few days. He is a 15-year veteran of the Corpus Christi Police Department. He is survived by his wife and 2 children in the very proud community of Sinton, Texas. He, again, was a class of 1998, Sinton High School alum. And again, he is being brought back to the Gonzalez Funeral Home there in Sinton at the corner of South McCall Street and West Borden Street, where, as you can see here, people are gathering so they can be part of that process of welcoming him back into his community as he is guided back there alongside his brothers and sisters in blue from the Corpus Christi Police Department. Again, everything that you are seeing here on this feed is live coverage from Sinton. You can see that flag waving there near where his body will be brought to the funeral home. Something else that I'd love to share that his sister shared with me, just to give us a little glimpse into who Senior Officer Vicente Ortiz Jr. was. She described him as somebody who loved his family, that he was a protector, that he fiercely protected his sisters. He adored his wife and their 2 children. He loved his job at Corpus Christi Police Department. He was also a huge Dallas Cowboys fan. He loved classic cars. He was an 80s movie buff, and that he loved to barbecue. She shared that if he could barbecue every day, he probably would have. She also shared with us that while wasn't someone who really enjoyed taking photos, there are a few that she has shared with us and we'll be sharing with you on our newscasts, of him kind of showing his more playful side. And those are such fond memories that the family has continued to share with us over these past several days that I can only imagine have been incredibly difficult with them. But as we have seen since the news of this tragic crash, the Coastal Bend community and beyond just pouring a tremendous and immense amount of support for Officer Ortiz's family, his department family, and his community of Sinton. As I've shared with you all, our viewers, many times on the air, I am from Sinton, and I can tell you that what I am seeing here does not surprise me. This is a community that when one is hurting, they all hurt, but it's also a call to action for them to wrap their arms around those who are hurting. And we see that here with the amount of community support that has come out to welcome a hometown hero back home. As we've gone through some of the shots, again, this is here on Borden Street, where we are expecting to see that escort come through as it arrives to the Gonzalez Funeral Home. We've also seen some shots of folks gathering there on Main Street. I see some of our friends there with the Sinton VFW chapter right there on Main Street, waiting to welcome Officer Ortiz back home to Sinton. And as you can see, it's just a very emotional, but at the same time, a very powerful show of support. Powerful and gentle. And it is a beautiful thing to get to witness this in one's hometown as a fallen police officer is brought back home. We also have one of our crew members stationed outside of Smith Middle School, where that escort will be passing through. So once the escort comes by, we will be sure to show you that footage as well. Some more we'd love to, as we wait, we'd love to get to share with you about Officer Ortiz. You know, talk about a man who was, from a young age, was called to help and serve others. You heard me mention just moments ago about his sister, who shared with us that he was a fierce protector of his family, of his sisters growing up, and of his family, loved ones, and of course his colleagues there at the police department. But Ortiz was twice honored for helping save a life. It was in 2016 that the Corpus Christi Police Department gave Ortiz a life-saving award. This honor would come from an instance where Ortiz found a man who had hung himself from a tree. Ortiz cut the man down from that tree and saved his life. His sister told me that that moment with that young man left such an impact on his life, and that it was something that he would never forget and was always very much on his heart. Ortiz was also recognized in 2014 with a life-saving ribbon. This instance would be for helping to save his father's life, Vicente Ortiz Sr., who, if you are from Sinton, may recognize that name. He was the former mayor there. But Ortiz Sr. had collapsed in front of his family, in front of his son, Vicente Ortiz Jr., and in that moment was able to provide CPR until other first responders arrived to help. And it was that action and those quick moments that helped save his father's life. We also found that in a SouthTexasNews.com article that following the elder Ortiz's recovery, that Officer Vicente Ortiz Jr. was named Sinton's newest hero. Over the weekend, we also had the opportunity to interview a former classmate of the fallen police officer. That was Anthony Silvas. You might recognize that name. He is a DJ radio host with 92.7. And as we continue to wait here, I'd love to share with you the words that Anthony shared with us for our newscast over the weekend. He said he is a hometown hero, whether it is in Sinton or Corpus Christi. He has made a lasting impact, and he passed away doing what he's done for 15 years, serving Corpus Christi and taking care of the family members of the person who had passed during that funeral procession. With that being said, he is my hometown hero. So those were just some of the words that, again, one of his former classmates from Sinton, class of 98, shared with us over the weekend. And we so appreciate that. We so appreciate all the loved ones and friends who have taken time to share with us some words of hope, words of support for the family, and kind of given us a glimpse into who Officer Ortiz was, who he loved, what he loved doing, and just giving us a glimpse into the life of who this hero was. It now appears that we have some more law enforcement agencies coming into the town of Sinton. As you see, some community members, young and old, have been showing up to show their support and be part of that moment when a hometown hero is brought back home. Of course, this is never the type of homecoming that we imagine for our first responders, but when it does happen, it is always incredibly heartfelt and reassuring to see how that person was loved and honored in their hometown community. We have seen people park their cars, get out, stand in the grass, and pay their respects to, again, fallen officer, Corpus Christi PD's senior officer, Vicente Ortiz Jr. The escort is now coming into Sinton, passing by the middle school. So I'll go ahead, take a pause here so we can all watch this together. As you can see here, the police escort from Corpus Christi coming into the community of Sinton. If you are unfamiliar with Sinton, this is the area just in front of the middle school there. So this is right as you are coming into town. And as we have seen, folks young and old, those maybe who knew him, loved him, as well as complete strangers gathering today off the side of the road to pay their respects as this hometown hero is welcomed back to Sinton. Today's police escort began earlier today over at the Trevino Funeral Home here in Corpus Christi, and as you can see here, now traveling into Sinton. And here shortly, it will turn onto West Borden Street and then go straight to the funeral home, is my understanding. Yes, and we do see that here. So the view that you are seeing here is that escort now turning onto West Borden and coming down the road to eventually get to the funeral home. Powerful images, as it is emotional, as it is somber, as it is very sad, but again, powerful nonetheless, to see everyone here taking a moment out of their day to be here and witness the moments that a hometown hero is brought back to Sinton. And if you notice, many people not standing by, holding their phones up, as we often see in today's day and age, but instead taking the moment to truly soak in everything that is happening here and pay their respects. And of course, you see many people here, many officers here with the Corpus Christi Police Department. But over the last several days, and especially over the last couple of days since we learned of the passing, or learned the news of his passing, there has been an immense outpour of support from several law enforcement agencies, and not just here in the Coastal Bend, but several across Texas. Just many people wanting to pay their respects near and far. It appears that this escort has taken a brief pause, so we will again watch and listen together. The Sinton Chamber of Commerce also very involved with this police escort. If you noticed on their Facebook page, they also outlined the details of this escort. We appreciate them so much for that as well. So just to describe what they shared on their Facebook page about the route, they turned onto West Borden Street as we see here. From there, turning onto Archer, they will then turn on Rochelle and then go to the funeral home. And I believe this is going to be able to give folks who were there on Main Street, there we go, yes, an opportunity to witness this escort as well. Again, 3:45 on a Monday, and we see a tremendous amount of support there in Sinton. People young and old lining the streets to be part of this escort and guiding this hometown hero back home. You could see many folks who attended today holding flags. You see the post commander for the VFW chapter there in Sinton gathering with folks there. And here we have the front end of the police escort approaching the Gonzalez Funeral Home there in Sinton. You can see the officers on motorcycles are driving in first, one by one. And for those who may have hopped on a little later, we do not yet know of the actual services schedule, but again, we have been in very close contact and communication with the family, and they have let us know that when that time comes, they will let us know so that we can let our viewers know, who I know have been very invested in this story from the very beginning. At this time, we don't know if this will be something that is open to the public, if this will be something that is just for the family, perhaps his department family. But again, we will continue to keep you updated. But for now, for today, these were just the moments that he is brought home to his hometown community of Sinton, escorted by the Corpus Christi Police Department. Now again, Vicente Ortiz Jr. was with CCPD, a 15-year veteran of that department. Over the last few days, we've been in contact with many people who have just been wanting to show their support to his family. And we did speak with Lieutenant Alcala with the Sinton Police Department, since that is where he is from. And he just wanted to share his words of support as well, saying, quote, "Please know that our thoughts and prayers are with Officer Ortiz's family, friends, and colleagues during this difficult time. We stand in solidarity with you as you mourn the loss of a respected officer, a cherished colleague, and a beloved member of the community." Corpus Christi Police Chief Mike Markle also arriving there with that escort today. As we have seen, many Corpus Christi police officers there in Sinton, America today, as they brought back home Senior Officer Vicente Ortiz Jr. and to show support for his family, his loved ones. A very tremendous and immense loss here in our coastal Bend community for the Corpus Christi Police Department, the Sinton community, and beyond. You can see Chief Markle there walking into the funeral home with several others. And what has been an incredibly difficult time for his department. As we know, this comes not too long after we learn the loss of Corpus Christi Police Officer Kyle Hicks on April 24th. Ortiz, this now making Ortiz the second Corpus Christi police officer to die in the line of duty this year. An incredibly heavy loss here in our community. And our thoughts and prayers with his family, with his loved one, with his department family, as this cannot be easy, but there is immense love and support. Again, the GoFundMe that was established when Ortiz was in that accident is still active, and we have it listed for you here. It's on our website as well. so that you can continue showing support for the family in this difficult time. As you can see, over $22,000 raised in loving memory of Senior Officer Vicente Ortiz Jr. End of watch, June 1st, 2024.